What's good, Internet? My name is Tax. Welcome back to my 2K16 MyCareer Let's Play Ebenezer's Revenge on the PS4. Guess what? We're fighting John Cena, and the authority goal is quite simply win by pinfall, which would have been a problem on hard. And on Legend, I would say less of a problem as I'm currently playing on normal, because I just want to finish my career before 2K17 comes out. That's the main goal here. And hopefully, when I get this US title, which will hopefully be soon, that will hopefully happen in the next, let's say July. That should happen in July. I don't know. No guarantees with this fucking game. Anyway, let's get right into it. At this point, I think I've seen every single feud cutscene at least 5 times, if not more. Oh, hip toss, John Cena. So, welcome to Thursday. We are here on a fine Thursday. Actually, it's like 10 in the morning right now. We are here on a fine Thursday to discuss the goings-on of professional wrestling, but more specifically the WWE, because that's usually, where the news that I look at happens. Not to say that there isn't news in other parts of the world, but that's the main show that I watch, so that's what we discuss here on this particular program, if you haven't watched it before. First and foremost, I guess, there was a news story going around that apparently Roman Reigns, who is currently out on wellness suspension, had to apologize to the whole locker room because of his wellness suspension. Certainly they're trying to position him as the guy, so he's letting the other guys down, certainly the ones that are on those same tours, the people, perhaps wanted to go see Roman Reigns, and he's not going to be there, and, they bought the tickets to it 6 months ago, but you know what they say, card subject to change. But I know for house shows, like when they advertised John Cena, and he's out injured, then, they usually offer refunds. Anyway, that's kind of not why I brought it up. I kind of brought it up because I think it would have been real funny if Roman Reigns apologized in the same way that Anderson and Gallows did on Raw after Money in the Bank. They're like, "Man, I'm sorry." Like, that'd be really funny. I'm sure it was sincere, but that'd be really funny. Anyway, apparently this is going to cost him about $100,000 not being in action for a month. Obviously, they don't pay you when you've been suspended for wellness. So, bit of a price tag on that suspension, though I'm sure he's doing just fine in terms of money, because you're still getting your merch sales, and you're still going to have your pay-per-view payout for Battleground, and those are usually, significant, so that's fine. But the other part of this story here is that apparently, even with all this, even with everything that has happened up to this point, Vince McMahon still has no interest in turning Roman Reigns heel. He thinks that this is, the rumor, but he thinks there is a good redemption story in it for getting the fans behind Roman Reigns. I think, Vince, you're going to be sorely mistaken here. Sorely mistaken when Roman Reigns comes back and the fans still boo the shit out of him. Even more so. And this is why I miss having an actual number 2 competitor, because really, you can't really count TNA. But back when we still had WCW, if a guy was doing stuff and it wasn't working, and the crowd just fucking was eating him up every single time he came out to the ring, you turned him heel. You gave the fans what they wanted, because they want to boo him, so they're gonna boo him. So because there's no real competition here, they just have the option to say, okay, we're just going to not turn him. We're going to eventually make you like what we want you to like. And as we've seen in the past, it's not working. So the fact that Vince still thinks it's going to work, obviously Vince is a genius and a billionaire because of which, but you have to wonder, at a certain point, how out of touch is he? And at a certain point, when does he go, okay, oh crap. Nope, not doing that, Cena, sorry. Nice try. Oh crap, he's still getting, I thought I had the punch in the face there. That's unfortunate. Now he's going to hit his 5-knuckle shuffle. Yeah, like, at a certain point you have to wonder, like, at what point is Vince just so out of touch, and you know Vince is not going to step down until he's dead. Like, okay, see, that's broken. That's broken. That could not be any more broken. Where Cena's just doing the 5-foot shuffle there, just walking around, and you wonder why I have issues with this game occasionally. Like, you know, it's not. Look, it's not the worst game in the world, because if it was, I wouldn't still be playing it. You know, it's not like, you know, it's not WCW Backstage Assault, is what I'm saying, right? I've certainly played worse wrestling games in my life and on this show. It's not Warzone, for Christ's sake, but, you know, it needs, well, what it needs is a year off, and that's never going to happen. Or they need to have 2 teams, and when you have another team, then, you know, that'll work better. I want to do the... Nope. Nope. I want to do the Nakamura. Alright, here we go. Into the corner. Corner signature. Yo! Get him up. Then he just kneels down. Like, that's dumb. That's dumb. But there's the Beaumaye, which I guess they renamed, but that's okay. I'm still going to call it that, because that's what it was in New Japan forever and ever. Nope, didn't get it. We both have a finisher now. So, can I make him waste his resiliency with yonder fruit roll-up? Fruit roll-up. Come on, the ref never counts it on time. He's never in position. Alright, he's not wasting his resiliency. I'm going to keep doing it. I'm going to keep rocking this fruit roll-up. Come on, referee. What in the blue hell? Oh, okay, I just won that. Sure. That was... If at first you don't succeed, try again. And now Cena's not happy about it, but that's okay. That was a 4-star match. And I won by pinfall, so authority goal complete! Oh, hi, Renee Young. What could you possibly want from me? I'm pretty sure one authority thing is not going to push me over into positive. Not that I care. Not that I... Got my eyes on the prize. And that prize is the U.S. title, which I've been gunning for weeks now on this show. Alright. I don't need to hear that. I don't. Thanks for the time. Back to you. There you have it. Alright, I suppose we'll hit one more, as I am really trying to get through this my career, so doing more than one match in a day certainly is going to help. Although also they could just have a thing where I get attacked or whatever. Hey, Seth Rollins! Seth freaking Rollins! Use a foreign object during your match that will get me disqualified. It doesn't matter. At this point, as long as my rank stays above, you know, 3, I mean, 1, 2, 3, then it doesn't matter. Then, because if you're below 3, then you just get squashed, so... So what else is going on? Apparently Chris Jericho is going to have his own Jericho podcast network. And the first guy that he's signed on to do that stuff is Conan. And I'm just sitting here like, I'm not sure why. Like, because it's his own podcast network, except he's still under Podcast One. So it's kind of a podcast sub-network. And I'm trying to parse what the benefit of that is. Like, I know on YouTube, obviously you have multi-channel networks like Machinima and Full Screen and Screenwave and whatever else, right? And those networks can have sub-networks, because certainly I get enough goddamn emails from them saying, oh, join our sub-network, and I'm like, no, don't need it. Don't need it, and you can't have a cut of my money, so fuck off. But, that being said, like... At least that makes some semblance of sense. You know, if none of the big networks will offer you, you know, if you wanted to be part of an MCN here on YouTube, perhaps you'd get better deals. Like, you know, they offer, hey, you know, here's what the cut is in terms of what you get versus what we get. Here's what the benefits are. And I'm sure different sub-networks might offer different deals than main multi-channel networks. And perhaps that is beneficial to someone in some way. But podcasting is different. So maybe being on this Jericho sub-network gets you better ad rates or access to better podcast advertising to, actually make money on podcasting. But it's still all through Podcast One. And one would imagine it's still all going to be wrestlers or something. So I'm not really sure why you would have a podcast sub-network through Podcast One. Like, I understand if you wanted to start your own podcast network, that would be, totally different. But no one wants to do that because, if you're doing it on your own website, you're gonna have to eat all those bandwidth costs, and bandwidth is not the cheapest thing in the world. So that is kind of, if you're only on iTunes, then obviously iTunes is paying that cost. So kind of whatever. Dirty deeds. But that being said, I thought that was an interesting little news story. I'm like, I don't know why, but I find it fascinating. And certainly as someone who's in the business of not being on any fucking network, like, I find that stuff really interesting. But hey, that's just me. Have some you can't see cheese. Also, apparently, class of 2017 for the Hollywood Walk of Fame includes The Rock. Finally, so he gets to have a star in the Hall of Fame, much like Vince McMahon. But you would have thought, with as much big stuff as he's been doing, forever at this point, that he would have had one sooner. But speaking of which. Also in the class of 2017, George A. Romero. How in the hell does that guy, who at this point is like 70, not have a star, considering the impact of Night of the Walking Dead for, zombie stuff? Like, he's been doing it forever. He's like the originator of the genre, pretty much. And certainly has done some of the most influential movies in that genre, and he's just now, in 2017, getting a star in the Walk of Fame. So, that was interesting. But yeah, congrats to The Rock for getting that star in the Walk of Fame. It's pretty cool. Just didn't do that, squished him, pin him, and we'll see if it works. It might not, but it might. Sure, why not? And there we go for the day. That was a 3-star match with Seth freaking Rollins on Superstars. But I didn't use a foreign object, so the authority's still gonna be mad at me. Oh no. Fucking, who cares? Who cares entirely? Oh look, Money in the Bank coming up, so I think tomorrow, which is Friday, I will hit up SmackDown and Superstars. And then Saturday, which I won't be home Saturday, so I'm gonna record it on Friday night, will be my US title match, and then we will see where the game takes us from there. So tune in for that. Tune in next time. You know the drill. More videos every day. As always, I am your host, Cyclock, and I will see you next time. And every day, more videos right here on the channel. And I'm out!